What's up, world? Today we're reacting to an article and we're going to be offering a little bit of commentary on that. So, this particular article is by the Southern Poverty Law Center, or the Sopo Loco, as I like to call them, entitled YouTube Profiting from Teamcast IRL Study Finds. Okay. First off, you don't really need a study to find that out. You can just go to the page and you can see that profit is generated by the show. That's obvious. But here we go. Timcast IRL, a live stream that serves as a soapbox for the anti-democracy hard right. I would say that's opinion. Generates consistent profit for YouTube through the company's super chat function, according to a new study published by the Institute for Strategic Dialogue. Now, that's true for every single channel that streams live and is eligible for super chats. So for them to make this accusation and have this be the sort of linchpin that their entire article resides upon, I think is ridiculous. This is a farce in terms of real journalism. This is, ironically titled Hate Watch. YouTube's super chat function and super stickers function enable viewers to pay money in order, there's a typo, in order to push their comments into a more visible position on the site during each live stream. Again, every single channel that does live streams that's eligible for super chats does that, regardless of political affiliation, country or national affiliation, racial, sexual, whatever, what have you. Anybody can do that, okay? The study demonstrated that across 100 videos on the channel from October 2020 through November 2021, the channel pulled in $219,416 through super chats, sending $65,824 of that to YouTube itself. That is literally the percentage that is enumerated in YouTube's contract regarding super chats. So, to say that and, to assert that that's some type of, basically the wording here asserts or implies that it's some kind of nefarious, backroom dealing, when obviously, as I mentioned, any channel can do this, okay? And this occurs automatically. This isn't like these guys receive this lump sum of tainted ideological blood money and they're, underhandedly giving a cut back to YouTube. That's not what happens. Timcast IRL averages over $2,000 in dollars. Hershey's Kisses, no, dollars in super chat money per broadcast. That's the report. That's what the report found. Congrats. That's pretty nice. It's a nice chunk of change for sitting around talking about issues. And of course, after boiling it down, a lot of the discussions that have happened on Timcast have, clearly influenced people's lives. I would say generally for the better, by the vast majority for the better, based on the kind of comments and chats that I have seen there, the times I've watched. I watched him like on and off, throughout the years, but I wouldn't say I'm a dedicated fan. I would just say I'm a regular fan. I like what he does. I like that he's trying to create a space of open mindedness, open discourse. I've seen him reach out to people all across the aisle. And as he himself says many times, he reaches out to people on the left and the right. Typically, the people on the left don't entertain him and don't go on his show when he offers them that platform. Whereas the folks on the right take him up on that offer and are interested in that civil discourse. So if you behave like that, you can't later complain that your side is not given a platform. Okay. Okay, and then let's see. IC also found examples of Timcast viewers paying money to advocate for violence on YouTube's platform. That has nothing to do with Tim. Okay, that's like guilt by association, which is just bottom of the barrel thinking, quite frankly, and use of logic. He has nobody at that table during those shows had any direct control over what people say or any control at all. People throw out some comments way out of left field sometimes. There's people who are trolling, telling jokes. Sometimes there's sarcasm. Let's see. They mentioned. Let's look at their examples here. Right? Which, by the way, how many examples would you need to pull up for it to be statistically significant and representative of the whole audience? And even if you could determine that, would that then be representative of Tim himself? These are questions to ask. On January 5th, 2021, the day before Trump supporters attacked the U.S. Capitol, okay, a Teamcast IRL, or Teamcast, TDS is going to be, paid $6.66 to write, "Prepare yourselves, the wicked and immoral will be annihilated. This is the only way." That's pretty vague. You could say maybe that is leaning towards an incitement type of language or something, but without any explicit call or without any more specifics, I mean, that could be a quote. I probably wouldn't say that. I wouldn't pay to say that. But yeah, that could mean a lot of things, according to IST's research. Another user paid $4.99 to publish "The time of war is here. Only a fool still has faith in the courts." Well, that's kind of relevant to these protests in the past couple days, right? People outside of courts. Boy, I wonder what Sopoloco thinks about this particular quote, or what they would think about that if an abortion activist said that quote on a different channel that was having a conversation more in support of that. I'm not commenting on that topic necessarily. I'm just commenting on the discourse happening. People have, I've seen people saying things pretty much just like this on Twitter and in other chats. So I'd like to see fair standards, not double standards, not hypocrisy, if possible, Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on this because I think this is a classic smear piece. And I think the reason for this at this particular time is obvious. Tim throws a major wrench in the entire sort of narrative, their whole operation. Tim Pool blasts WAPO, Taylor Lorenz in Times Square billboard over libs of TikTok doxing. Right? Shout out to Jeremy Boring as well, Daily Wire. He and Tim together did this quote unquote culture jamming effort. I think it's brilliant. And the other reason why this article is this goes beyond the time it's released, but this is just lending to why there's such a strong push for this kind of deplatforming and decensorship, or sorry, censorship. A lot of the legacy voices, whether it be news, culture, entertainment, politics, whatever, they're kind of falling by the wayside, and they're getting replaced by average, everyday people. Tim's succeeded at this point, so he's kind of above that in terms of his status and his what he's built. He's still an average person, obviously, but he has a company. He has a soapbox, a megaphone to talk about ideas. But he's not establishment. He's not a CNN person, a Fox person, MSNBC person. He's not. He is an independent journalist. That's how he started out. That's what he does, and they do not like that. He has that reach. Furthermore, they don't like that it's profitable, that he's successful. Okay, he's dominating on the news side. You guys know I talk every now and then about these guys here, Friday Night Tights. They're dominating on the culture side and on the social side. People like Tim Pool and people like Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers, or groups like them, they are where culture is headed. They're where the discourse is headed. Right now, it's Friday afternoon. You have 10,000, almost 11K people here watching live. We got a discussion going on about movies, about politics, about news, about what's happening online. And you have a lot of voices here. You have friends coming together, a lot of regulars in the chat. And just like as the case with Tim, it's profitable. These guys are pulling in donations, not just because of the jokes, but because of the sense of fellowship, and because the viewers actually feel like, I don't want to like dox people's random messages or whatever. I guess you could go back and look at the chat log and see it for yourself. But the point is, people are paying to give messages of support. People are in the chat participating. This exact same thing occurs on Teamcast, and voices in the legacy media do not like that, not one bit. Okay, voices in the entertainment media, okay, video game journalists and movie journalists, movie critics, some of them really don't like these guys. You have no idea. Some of them absolutely despise these guys just as much as Sopo Loco despises Tim Pool. Okay, part of it's jealousy, and part of it's just flat out insecurity. It's fear because they see the writing on the wall. They realize what's coming over the horizon. This sort of grassroots counterculture movement in which people are actively seeking out actual content that represents what they think, what they feel, what they believe, and the real world that they see around them, not a sugar-coated, gilded, sort of cookie-cutter, like predictive programming, message that's shoved down their throat. And if they don't like it, they're lambasted and labeled as is and phobes and all kinds of stuff. People generally tune out when you treat them like that. Customers, fans, consumers, they're not, unless they have like a penchant for masochism or they're sadists or something, they like that torture, that moral, lambasting, then yeah, you're probably going to lose them. Okay, like a lot of franchises lost me, and like a lot of franchises lost pretty much all these 10,500 people in the chat here. Okay, and like the news organizations lost all those people that watch Teamcast, 30 to 50,000 people live every day, every time it's the show's going. Okay, so CNN wishes they could have that. Fox wishes they could have that. Any of these networks, they wish they could have that. Okay, G4 wishes they could have what, XPlay, the network formerly known as G4, wishes they could have 10.5K real people live commenting, contributing, and enjoying. But alas, they don't. Okay? Let me know what you think about these thoughts. Let me know if you watch Tim Pool, what you think about him. Let me know if you watch Friday Night Tights and what you think about them. Definitely like and subscribe. Feedback is always appreciated. I don't have a catchy outro just yet, so well.